So what they're doing is gradually preparing you for being capable of, you know what I'm saying, being capable of taking care of yourself. Me and Taj was both in that. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I hope you don't mind me sharing it.
No, great program. I can't wait to
We
add on
both
to it.
was
Great
in that
program.
program at one point of our lives earlier in our
Yeah.
LA lives.
Right.
And we also had a friend named Fonzo who also was on that program, right? Me and Taj took advantage of this shit.
Yeah.
Fonzo didn't. He sat. Fonzo had fixed income actually. We didn't. And what he did was he sat there and didn't want to do nothing, bro. And they ended up kicking him out. What I'm saying is that if you keep on, certain people are going to take it and thrive from it, but certain people are going to just straight up take advantage of it and not move forward.
Now here's what.
What's your point? Because I want to make sure that I get the point. Because I don't want to.
If y'all give me 30 seconds, if y'all give me 20 seconds, I think I can bridge the points together. Y'all can't hear me?
Can anybody hear Taj? I can't hear.
We can.
Solo, you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
You can hear me, Cairo? I want to make this point in 20 seconds. And I believe this point will bridge Solo point to Jamie point. So Jamie, that PAL program was a great example. Here's the difference. We was working. So PAL was able to help us with finding a place and paying our bills. Not to Solo point, so that's your point for the people who are striving. To Solo point, if you remember this, Jamie, the people who didn't want to work like we was working, they had shelters for them. Now, Solo, let me know if that's what you mean by they have it in their budget to say, okay, the people who don't want to do nothing, provide them with shelters. So, you know, y'all get a little hot in the cot, almost like being in the county jail. I remember that vividly because PAF, if you didn't have a job, you can go to that shelter right there on Beverly Street. It's still there. Beverly and Vermont. If you had a job, they'll help you find a place, and they'll do the what they call the sliding scale you just broke down for all of us. 75. I think what it started. You said it started with 100.
Yeah.
100, 75, 50. You on your own. So I think that'll bridge you and Solo point. Solo is saying because capitalism it's a system that everybody don't care to participate in. And I'm trying to bridge the gap. So I think the point Solo making is for the people who don't want to participate in capitalism, they still should have somewhere to stay, even if it's a shelter. Solo, let me know if I understood that correctly or not. Because that bridges both of y'all points. So Jamie's saying if you got some drive about yourself, there's programs out there to help you get ahead and ultimately become self-sufficient. If you don't have any drive, here's a hot in the cot for you to sleep in, but you're gonna be sharing, rooms with other people and stuff like that. The choice is yours. Go ahead.
Well, go ahead and get my point. I was just saying that doesn't help us thrive, giving them that. That's all. That's the only point I was making. I'm not saying take them off it. None of that shit. What I'm saying is that when you're put in a straight up state where you just are allowed to sit there and be comfortable, right? You're going to be able to survive, but you're not going to be able to move forward. That's what I say.
Right. But what if they don't want? So I'm trying to bridge the gap. What if they don't want to move forward? Because it sounds
fine.
Because
but we're talking
all right,
about the whole point of this thing is to help black people thrive, not to keep them motherfuckers the same.
But you said, what if they don't want to survive? Then that's wrong because us taxpayers, that means we have to give a portion of our taxes that create these programs to help people, to help them so that they can transition. And I'm taking, because nobody want to be taxed, so they taking tax out of my check every week, every time. So you can just sit there and be complacent and do nothing, and I gotta put in all the hard work. Hell no.
We might have to do another show because it sounded like is Taj Solo versus Cairo and Jamie. And I think this is the distinction. Solo made a point earlier where she was like, the government budget, what they pay to house people is peanuts to an elephant compared to what they pay to be the bullies of the world. And what Solo is saying is that they balance the budget a little better. Because here's the thing, y'all, not the pivot, but what happens when AI takes all of our jobs and not all of us are on the poverty line? It's gonna end up like what TK said in the comment section. Damn, hold up, my bad. He said, "Pav, the program Jamie brought up, PATH sounds very fair. And you're right, TK, at least to me it is, because for the people who solo are defending, the people who don't want to do nothing, they put those people in the shelter. All them niggas got to crowd up in that one shelter. For the people who had drive about themselves, like me and Jamie, our homeboy didn't want to do nothing. He wanted to game the system. They took his ass off the program. And they left him for his, he had to go to a shelter. But me and Jamie had drive. So we're like, no, we just, hey, thanks for the, the boost, and we got it from here. Just give us a jump, and we got it from there. We ain't gonna keep, when you give us a jump, we're gonna go buy a new battery for our car. We ain't gonna keep depending on somebody to keep jumping our car. That's it. So I think PATH was a good example, but it bridges all of our points. It brings me and Solo together with Cairo and Jamie, because it's saying, for the people who don't want to do nothing, here's a shelter for you. For the people who want to stand on their own
shelter? Was that income? How's that income being subsidized from hardworking people like me, you, Jamie, Solo, and everybody? We getting out there every day. We have to go to work. We have to endure all of the obstacles and all of the emotional trauma that comes with, having these jobs. And then you got people that's just being complacent. A part of our tax money is going to just keep them complacent. How is that fair?
Right.
Cairo,
they're gonna take our tax dollars out of our check, whether they are providing that service or not. They're not gonna stop. So once they cut all the social programs, they're still gonna take tax money out of our check.
Well, that's why Trump is doing that. That's what he was arguing. That's why he's cutting those programs, so you won't have taxes taken out of your check like that.
Jamie, we got the next topic, Jamie.
But how are they gonna pay for all of those weapons that they send out of America? Like, so America completely subsidizes that Middle Eastern country
that's a fact.
We talk about. Fact, like, they give them 3.8 every year, 3.8 billion every year.
That's a fact,
but
y'all.
We don't complain about that. We don't complain about that.
That's a good point.
But let an American that's been in this country.
If you don't mind, can you please repeat that last statement you made? I missed it.
What did I say?
My phone on mute. Cut out the echo. Go ahead.
The part that you said about you said they spend some amount of money or something. I missed that.
The United States government sends that Middle Eastern country that we can't talk about $3.8 billion a year to completely subsidize them. Their housing is free, their healthcare is free, their 100%. Education is free. All of that is free, and we're paying for it from our tax dollars.
That's a fact.
We pay for their army. We give them all those weapons, and we give other countries money for weapons for them to start their individual wars. But we as Americans, we don't complain about that. We complain about other Americans who are doing worse off than us, cheating the government out of housing. Come on, y'all.
Who's complaining? You keep on.
You're saying that your issue is that it's going to be a Black American, or let's just use any type of American, living in a house that's being paid for by the government. That's your issue. Those people, they're complacent. They need to be kicked off of government assistance. They're stagnant. They need to be kicked off of government assistance. They've gotten handicapped. They don't want more. They don't want to do more. They don't have the drive that I have. They don't have the ambition that I have. So we should kick them off of we should kick them off of federal assistance, because they don't have the mindset that I have. And I don't want my tax dollars going to subsidize people who don't have the drive that I have.
So
who would do that as president?
That is
Wait, let's go back to the war. When you said that the government are spending billions of dollars for mass destructions, right? My question is, why is that war being created, and who is at war? Because this is important.
We have a lot of wars that we're funding. I mean, we just stopped. I mean, you
but
can
what
think
culture?
that's one of the
what race? Because me personally, I understand
these are European countries. You have Ukraine and Russia. Well, let me finish what I'm saying. You asked me a question, I'm going to answer them. So you have Ukraine and Russia. United States just stopped completely funding that war for Ukraine. You saw Biden. Every 3 months, he was sending them billions of dollars in weapons, our tax dollars, that was being given to defense companies so that they can manufacture weapons and send them to Ukraine. We completely fund NATO. Without NATO, without the United States, there is no NATO. We're also funding the Middle Eastern country that no one can talk about. We give them 3.8. That doesn't count for the additional military support, all of the money we send to them all the time. You can talk about other countries that are proxy wars that America is involved in when it comes to Thailand, Venezuela, Yemen, Saudi Arabia. I mean, all those countries that the United States are spending billions of dollars to bomb. Like, we spend so much money on stuff like that, but we as Americans, we don't complain about that. We don't say cut the defense budget. Don't cut the
That's a
social
valid point, y'all.
programs that are helping Americans who don't have the drive that I have. So I want those programs to be cut because they've gotten stagnant. But not that maybe America should stop using my tax dollars to bomb these countries, these smaller countries that are struggling because they're all impoverished nations because of like, it's just so much more that we can be fighting the government on, but asking them to cut program. And you see the list. You talked about the list. There's hella people waiting to get on. That means that there's more and more citizens that are not able to provide for themselves in this country. But we fought them, not the government, not the system. We want to kick them off of government assistance, not tell the government, hey, why are all my dollars going to fund this other country and we're here struggling? We don't hear them complaining about that. And I guess that's my thing. I mean, I don't know. Maybe your point isn't that you're mad that people are taking advantage of the federal government and their social programs. From
That's
what I'm
pretty much what
hearing,
I'm saying the whole time.
what I'm hearing is that if you're saying kick them off these programs, that's
I never
punishing
said
them.
kick them off the program.
You saying that after 2 years, kick them off
I
out of
did not
Section
say. I
8.
said that's what Trump is
Wait, I need
doing.
to ask a question.
Oh my
What have
God.
Ukraine did for us? What have Israel did for us? So why would I be upset because my tax dollars going to contribute weapons of mass destruction to get rid of the enemy, to watch the enemy get rid of
But
themselves?
who are the enemies? Who
The people
because
that's living on stolen land.
Comment time. Also, let me read a comment because somebody spoke on that. That Trump
The
said,
people that's living on stolen land.
hold on, where I think TK put that in the comment. Hold on down. He said the enemy within. Somebody left that comment. Well, y'all carry on because I can't find it. Yeah, go ahead.
So
I
my
can't
point
find
is
it.
this, right? These wars that are being created, all of those people over there, this is factual. They're living on stolen land. They're not the original people that was there. They came down, captured, killed, raped, and murdered the original people that was occupying these lands.
Okay.
Those are the same people.
I found the
Come
comment,
over
y'all.
here
What?
and take the benefits from all the Americans.
Who is the enemy?
So
Who
hey,
is
take
the
my
enemy
tax
within?
dollars, send it over there. Let them destroy each other. Let them destroy.
But that's
All right.
okay
Oh,
with
this
you.
country.
Never
All right, quick comment.
I get what you're saying.
Ronald Robbie said this country has never recovered from the Civil War, and Trump and MAGA are setting us up for another one. That's why he has declared on the enemy within. Who is the enemy within? That's the question. Who is the enemy within?
I'm looking for that. I'm looking for that right now.
You got to scroll up some. I had to scroll a while to find it, but somebody said enemy. I meant to read it earlier. So who would y'all say is the enemy within this nation?
Hold on, I'm about to address another one. I say, hold on, real quick. What you house Negroes don't understand is that every opportunity we've had was given to us by some white folks. We are still dependent on grace of some white.
I agree with this person.
That's a valid comment.
And so that's my comment. Why are
That's
we
what
worried
I
about
was
the
saying.
Caucasians or the Europeans
That's
over there?
what I was saying. We're too dependent on them. That's the point I was making.
But
Jamie,
we have to be dependent on them because we don't have our own institutions. So if the Black Americans right now, if white people say I'm cutting off the food, I'm cutting off the water, and I'm forcing you guys to create your own food, your own housing, your own hospitals, what the hell will we do? We do not have our own programs to be able to say, we need to stop relying on them. Okay, we start relying on them. What the hell are we about to do? We're going to be starved because we don't have our own programs. We don't have our own markets. We don't have our own farmers. We don't have enough to produce this type of necessities for 40 million of us. So I understand that the long-term goal will be to eventually stop being self-sufficient on white people in America. But unless we have this system set up, just stop relying, we need to stop relying on white people. How can we, when we don't, as Black people, have our own system for our people to continue to survive? So it's easy to say, stop relying on white people right now.
Goodness gracious. My thing,
go ahead, Jim.
Right or wrong, I know the chat can vouch for this or not. This too. I know for a fact today I have talked the least. But yet every time I get ready to make a point, I keep getting cut off. But what I'm saying is that my point was never take them off the phone. I never said I think we should be taking them off there. I said what he's doing is giving them a 2-year basic program where they have to either sink or swim and get up off it. I didn't say my philosophy is, hey, my thoughts is throw it all.
But you said you have 2 years so we can let other people get on it.
And since it's silence, let me say this real quick. I think because I don't want us to waste too much time on y'all not understanding each other's point. And I hear I think we can connect the dots of all of our points.
I'm allowing everyone else to speak, though. That's what I'm saying. And now let them finish. I know for fucking sure I've been consistently doing that shit.
You have. He's the host, y'all. Let's all right, Pipe. You got it, Jamie.
What I'm saying is, bro, is that I've never said that I think we should do that, but that is what he's doing. But what I do think is that we are being way too reliant on them. So what I'm saying is that Black people historically, you know how many times, bro, from reading and watching films and stuff like that on times of us, all the struggles we've been through, slavery, Jim Crow, crack. Now we're dealing with the AI stuff that's about to start hitting us now. We have historically always survived. When have we crumbled and just starved and got wiped out? It hasn't happened. If you're a religious person or if you're biblical, God tells you that he's not going to ever allow it to happen. So what that tells me is that nobody is holding us back but us, bro. When we finally say, look, I don't give a damn what the government is putting in place for us. I'm going to keep thriving and pushing and relying on myself. I got my brothers, I got my sisters, uncle, all this and stuff like that. We can be our own village, bro. Lean on me. It's going to be hard. It's crazy. I almost started singing that song, Lean on Me, because that song is relatable. What we're talking about right now. Bro, if we were to do that and stop being, I'm telling you, stop being fearful of them. Right. It's not just with that. It's not just with what we're talking about.